Believe it or not, the Jerry Springer Show may be coming to an end. Multiple reports say the daytime talk show has stopped production after nearly 30 years. According to Deadline, the CW just struck a deal to air reruns, but the network could order new episodes in the future. And apparently SNL's political jokes are getting old, even to the actors.
Our jobs are fleeing this country. They're going to Mexico. They're going to China.
SNL comedian Leslie Jones telling The Wrap in part, quote, "I do hope that next year will be a lot more funny-based stuff, more comedy-based stuff instead of a lot of political stuff." Stay tuned. We'll see.
Life, Liberty, and Levin is the name of the show. Mark Levin is the host. Mark, stunning revelations emerge on Thursday about this IG report. 500 pages. Even for you, it's tough to get through. Looking at the executive summary, what stands out?
First of all, I haven't even finished printing this thing. So this is a very, very serious document. A couple of things stand out. Number one, that Donald Trump was 100% right to fire James Comey. In the report, the IG makes several recommendations. He says, "We recommend that the department and the FBI consider developing guidelines or guidance that identifies the risks associated with the alternatives to permitting a witness to attend a voluntary interview of another witness." And he's talking about what Comey and company allowed in the Hillary Clinton investigation. You don't allow a witness to participate in a witness interview. You don't even need to recommend that. The FBI doesn't normally do that. They did it for Hillary Clinton. We recommend, he says, that the department consider making explicit that except in situations where the law requires or permits disclosure, an investigating agency cannot publicly announce its recommended charging decision prior to consulting with the Attorney General, Deputy Attorney General, and so forth. That is current policy at the Department of Justice. So he's making recommendations that are already policy because Comey and company violated. One more real quick, and there's several. We recommend the department consider providing guidance to agents and prosecutors concerning the taking of overt investigative steps, indictments, public announcements, or other actions that could impact an election. That's current Department of Justice policy. What I'm saying here is the firing of FBI Director Comey was not only warranted, it has now been defended. It also raises the question, why in the world didn't Barack Obama fire this guy? These violations were out in public. We all already knew about it when Comey had his public pronouncements in the middle of an election saying that I wouldn't bring a charges, but look at all these violations and so forth. Some of this was well known in advance, but Barack Obama, of course, did not fire Comey and should have. One last thing, and it's been said all over the place, the smoking gun. There is a smoking gun, and that is that exchange between Page and Strzok. That text from August 2016. Page, Trump's not ever going to become president, right? Right? Strzok. And Strzok is not just some FBI agent. He's like the man in charge.
Number two.
No, he won't. We'll stop it. Now, I don't understand how the IG says nothing here is political. If that's not political, I don't know what it is.
If you look at James Comey, and I watched almost all his interviews, he seems remarkably in the dark about so many things. That he actually didn't know Christopher Steele, who he was, who paid for the dossier. He wasn't familiar with the affair that was going on between two very important people underneath him. What was he doing? Just a bunch of speeches every night? Was he just a figurehead in this organization?
I don't believe so at all. I believe he knew everything that was going on. But he's able to play rope-a-dope, you see, because we don't have a special counsel investigating the FBI. We don't have a special counsel investigating the Department of Justice. It amazes me that the greatest threat to our electoral system still remains, and the greatest threat to our electoral system in the last cycle was not a foreign government. They're always trying to screw around with us, and we always have to step up to that, was our own government. And the idea that we don't have a special counsel, number one, to look into real criminal activity, and number two, that we don't have a special commission to look into this and figure out what we need to do to make sure it doesn't happen again, is absolutely appalling to me.
He is Mark Levin. Watch him Sundays at 10, and we'll repeat him whenever we want because we have the rights to his show. And I make the ultimate decision on that. Mark Levin, thanks so much.
God bless.